So my name is Dimitri. I work for JetBrains on the Kotlin team, and we had a hackathon in our company a couple of months ago where I decided to build a plugin for IntelliJ that analyzes the JITWatch logs, the hotspot compilation logs. And now I just wanted to give a quick demo of the plugin. It's not released to the plugin manager yet. I wanted to release it right before this talk, but I found some problems that I still need to investigate. So I hope that you will be able to get your hands on this like later today or maybe very soon. So, in order to load the logs file, you can either just use the action in the menu, or you can run in the run configuration settings, you can enable the option to collect the logs automatically. Then it will add the necessary VM options to enable the logging. So when you open the logs, the first thing you see is this report window. It essentially gives you the list of all inlining failures which would be useful to investigate. So you can see the reasons here and the number of invocations. And so these are the methods that you might want to make smaller in order to improve the performance of your code to make sure that they inline. When you look at the code itself, you see those markers in the editor. They show which methods have been compiled and how much native code was generated and so on. And if a method was recompiled multiple times, you can see this too. Decompiled 2 times. And also here in the editor, you see highlights for inlining successes and fails. So the calls that have been that are underlined in green are the calls that have been successfully inlined, and the red underlines show the calls that failed to inline. Once again, you see the reason here. So inline failed, no static binding. And the other thing you see here in the editor is the escape analysis results. So here you see that a new keyword is underlined with green. This means that this object allocation has been removed by the escape analysis in the compiler. And the other thing you can look at is the bytecode. So if you click on one of these gutter markers, you get navigated to the corresponding location in the bytecode. And you can also you see that there is synchronous scrolling between the bytecode and the source code, and you can see also the range of bytecode lines generated from each source line. And in the bytecode, you can also see all sorts of tooltips corresponding to the information in the hotspot log. So for example, branch information, escape analysis information, uncommon traps. I don't really know why it would be useful to see them, but still the information is there, so I highlight it. And also inlining information. One other thing that you can see is you can see the entire inlining structure of a method. So for example, this test sort method, you can right-click. You can right-click and invoke the show inlining structure action. And here you see everything that has been, that either hotspot either tried to inline or failed to inline into this method. For example, this array list huge capacity, it was not inlined because where is the tooltip? There should be a tooltip. Yeah, there it is. So it wasn't inline because it was never executed. And also this call also failed to inline because it's already compiled into a big method. So you can see that you have quite a lot of insight into what hotspot is actually doing with your code. And this works for Java code as well as Kotlin code, of course. And yeah, you can use. I don't have any big success stories for how this could be used to improve the performance of the application. Or actually, I do have one. So IntelliJ IDEA generates not null assertions for methods that have not null annotations in the parameters. And it turned out that we generated so much bytecode for every not null check that it prevented the inlining in very many cases. So we just reduced the amount of code that we put into bytecode that we inject into each method and put some of the code in a shared helper method, and this has improved the inlining that works in IntelliJ quite a lot. So that's it, and I hope the plugin will be available in the plugin manager later today or in a few days later this week.